Hey guys, XJ9 here, and today's gonna be a video about Andrew Gower making a tweet saying why the combat professions or the professions work the way they do, and what they're gonna do based on feedback, like changes. So I didn't read this yet. I kind of skimmed through, the titles, like what are we gonna change, and please give it a chance. I kind of have a feeling what it might be. My guess is, I'm wondering what he's gonna change, but I know that let's just say you're a level 80 guard. If you go to like the level 2 area, you'll probably stomp everything that are low level Slayer. Can you mute your microphone, Allison? Thank you. And you'll probably stomp everything, and maybe that's like but when you look at the item, it doesn't say it has stats. It acts like it has zero stats, but it does have stats. But let's read it. So, introduction. One aspect of Brighter Sword's design which has resulted in a lot of discussion, has been our decision to have a separate combat profession per episode. So I thought I should explain our reasoning for this and our planned changes in response to player feedback. First, I would like to reassure you that your hard work level up professions is definitely not wiped, reset, or made irrelevant when you go to a new episode. When you reach episode 2, Hope Forest, 4 new professions are introduced: Scout, Woodcutter, Gatherer, and Carpenter. Your existing episode 1 professions remain untouched and are still useful anytime you are in Hopeport. You will find that you still regularly go back to Hopeport and use and further progress those professions. However, whilst you are in Hope Forest, you will predominantly be relying on your Hope Forest professions, which can feel a bit strange to start out with. So the reason for this design. So he's talking about when you enter a chapter 2 and you can't gather a level 10 uh, plant, even though you're level 10 gatherer on a chapter 1. So what's the reason for this design? We have designed Brighter Shores to be enjoyable both for players who want to play the game many hours a day, and for people who might only be able to play a few minutes a day. This means that in the future, some players will be much higher level than others. Okay, guys, I'm saying I already said this on my stream when I played this game. This game, I said this to a lot of people, even in my other video. I think it's made so that if someone's like level 500 all and they make a new chapter, a level 500 player in like say all the chapters can still play with someone who's like maybe like level 50 or level 100 and all in the new chapter, so like they don't feel like separated. This is literally why they want, because biggest problem in RuneScape. I'm sorry about uh, not reading this, but I think it's important. But the biggest problem in RuneScape is like when they make a say they make a new Zamrak. Uh, the only people that are going to keep doing it are high end PVMers. They and it's because, oh, you need the Essence of Finality, you need 5 bill worth of gear. But like, what if they made a new boss and it was tied to a new concept? Like, imagine if they made Menaphos today, right? Like, Menaphos is brand new. The Magister is some 3-man group boss, right? And you had to get gear at Menaphos. So, okay, we got to get the tier 80 Kopeshes. That's like the end game. And we gotta kill Magister, get the tier 95 Kopeshes. The tier 95 Kopeshes, no, the tier 92 Kopeshes are the best item against the Magister. That's essentially what the design is like. So I think it's interesting. I'm curious what he'll say about this. Um, however, however, when we introduce new episodes, we want them to be fun for everyone. But if there was a single combat profession across the whole game, and the monsters in episode 5 started at level 100, for example, then all the players who play a lot would already be a way higher level than that. They would find it way too easy, skipping past a chunk of the start of the episode, and then find that they don't have much to do. Conversely, all the players who only play a little would find it way too hard and wouldn't be able to take part in episode 5 at all. Some games try to solve this problem by having a level cap to stop people being too high. Yep. This cap is increased each update, and then they accelerate all characters up to the level of the latest content to stop people being so low. This is kind of like what RuneScape's doing with like Necromancy. Like, Necromancy is so strong. I'm sorry, it's okay. You already know I hate Necromancy, but this means every update results in a huge amount of dead content. I think this guy did a lot of research with the RuneScape 3 and even other games, and accelerating new players undermines the achievements of existing players. That is very true. It also means people spend a long time stuck at a level cap with no further leveling possible. That is very true. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Because imagine if you were level 500, like say this game was 2 years in, you were level 500 in the Slayer profession, right? Which is like, let's just say guard, and they made new content. Like, okay, there's new Slayer creatures, but you're never leveling up again. Like, it's kind of like a new journey, like something to get your teeth into, right? As they would say. So very interesting. Other so Other games try to solve this problem by making the content in the game auto scale based on the player's level rather than having a fixed level. But we don't like this as it means leveling up doesn't actually achieve anything or unlock new content. I think he saw the problem Diablo 4. People were talking about this being a problem Diablo 4 where like how does leveling up help? And the early, when I looked at Diablo 4 when it came out, people were complaining that as they level up, mobs are harder and you're weaker because you need to get gear to make your character strong for your level. So as you were leveling up, you were actually nerfing yourself. So he's definitely played Diablo 4 even, or even at least looked into it. Therefore, we have designed brighter shores in a different way. We have gone with what we call the breadth. Let me make sure I'm recording. I am. Uh, the breadth and depth system is not intended that you finish episode 1 and then you go to episode 2 and never go back to episode 1 ever again. This is very clear because leveling up your scout, or you level up your guard to like say 30 gives you HP. Then if you level up your scout, you get HP through leveling up scout, and the first 20 levels are really fast, so that's like a plus 40 or 60 HP, right? Then if you go back to episode 1, those mobs you might be dying ever so slightly to because you didn't have enough HP, you can actually kill them now. So again, it's not they those stats do help, like the HP bonus you have. I'm pretty sure that's how the HP works. I'm pretty sure the HP you get from an like say leveling up guard does go into episode 2 to help your HP. Instead, it is relatively easy to progress to each episode breadth. But even when you have reached the latest episode, yeah, this is true. It's easy to get to the episode. But even when you reach the latest episode, you're nowhere near finished. Yep, there's a lot to do. It's a brand new area, new quests, new professions. Instead, you can at any time choose any of the episodes you have unlocked and continue to level up further in that episode. Depth. Each episode also has harder side quests for this purpose. Yeah, the side quests have the biggest requirements. The main quest requirements are not are really it's the core story, so they want everyone to get involved. But the side quests I give like other rewards, like to even like spoilers, guys. There's a quest with a spider to free someone, right? You need like 32 in stats, and some quest at episode 1 you need like 50 cooking and like 40 or 35 alchemy. And that's kind of cool. So the main story, the episode, the content they want everyone to see is accessible, but then all the side stories and like the side upgrades, like that's like something to work towards. So that's pretty cool. These side quests are intended for players who want to put in more hours, so you don't have to do them. It's not for the core experience, and give a further reason to keep leveling up your professions in earlier episodes. Over time, we plan to add even higher level side quests. Yeah, because the highest level quest so far has been level 2, and that quest is like 50 cooking and like 35 alchemy. So imagine a 5-star quest, bro. That thing's gonna have like level pro. I can't even imagine. Um, so that your Hopert guard level will keep being useful for a long time. The difficulty of a side quest is indicated by the number of stars. For the episodes are also heavily interlinked, so you will regularly find yourself going back and forth between them. For example, you might use your episode 3 combat to kill some monsters for potion regen. So, okay. So yeah. So monsters do drop potion ingredients. Okay, you might then take these regions back to episode 1 to make some potions, which you can then use in episode 4. Oh yeah. Because episode 1, even though it's alchemies in episode 1, you can make potions that boost your episode 2, episode 3 XP. So very interesting. Once you reach episode 3, you can also start making your own weapons, which you can tune for use in any of the episodes of 1 to 4, further interlinking the back and forth between episodes and allowing you to rapidly gear up in episode 4. So yeah, so say you, once you get to episode 3, you can make your own weapons and tune them, and then once you start episode 4, if you had I can make my own weapons pretty well. You can actually make a whole set of armor for episode 4 and be well off instead of having to rely on RNG. That's pretty cool. Please give it a chance. I should also mention that all of our testing has shown that once you get used to it, unlocking a fresh combat profession once in a while actually becomes quite fun. I agree with this. I see. This is what I said in my video too. I think people need to give it more time. It's something new. They're not used to it. I don't think you should approach something with, I want it to play like this. Like, you have to realize that Andrew Gower, again, he's not like a novice game developer. He made RuneScape, and guess what? RuneScape's still alive. Artistry's still alive, and old school RuneScape's still alive. And old school RuneScape was the old version of RuneScape, and everyone loves the old school RuneScape version. He made those games, so like, imagine if, like, again, like, I know it's kind of bad to say like, oh, imagine if Old School RuneScape came out, but like it Old School RuneScape again, it was all these different concepts, and some things were weird, some things weren't. They were improved upon time. I really think you should give it a chance. I like what this has to offer. I'm very unbiased. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Um, so again, it seems like again they did a lot of testing on this because this game's been in development for the past 8 years, I believe, officially, because they were working on another game, but then they canned it in 2015, I believe, and reused some assets from that game. So yeah, there's a lot of testing, and probably like again, playing other games, look at what other games do and why it succeeded, or what worked, what didn't. Let me continue. The earliest levels of the professions are generally the most fun as you level up more quickly. This is very true. Level up 1 to 20, you level up so fast and it feels good. Once you level 20, you get that milestone AFK, and it's all new and fresh. We want people to be able to get that new and fresh feeling each time we launch a new episode, rather than only getting it when they first start playing the game and never ever again. That yeah, he went so yeah. It's kind of like making new skills by like yeah, it's like making new skills, but it's a little bit different because everyone starts at the same page. Uh, the first time you enter each episode, you will probably start by gearing up. Yep, this is what I did in chapter 2, and getting a full set of armor and weapons. This is exactly true, which is more rapidly rewarding than the incremental improvements once you have a full set of rare spec gear. Yeah, I agree. So right now I think I'm like level 38 scout, and it's kind of like grindy where you're literally just hoping you get like an ever so slight upgrade. But when you start a new area, it feels really good because like, oh wow, I just upgraded my blue weapon to a legendary weapon at level 5. Like it's an amazing feeling, right? Um, if you still don't like the idea of multiple combat professions, you can of course always pick an episode you like and predominantly stick to doing combat in that one episode. When we add leaderboards, we expect that choosing a profession or episode to focus on to get the top of the profession slash episodes leaderboard will be a common strategy. Yeah, this will be. Episodes leaderboard. I wonder what episodes leaderboard means. So I'm assuming there's gonna be a total level leaderboard, profession leaderboard, and perhaps a leaderboard about who has the highest total level of that specific episode. That's what I think that is. So, what are they changing, guys? What are we going to change? Based on the feedback of those who find the reduced prominence of their Hope Port professions, whilst in Hope Force disconcerting, we're proposing to make a few changes. One, we have already made the first change. We have now changed the level shown next to your character name to your total level across all professions and all episodes. This means that it doesn't disconcertingly, sorry, I've never heard that word, jump back to a zero while you're in Hope Forest, and better emphasizes that nothing has been reset and that all your earlier progress is still relevant. Yeah, because if you enter chapter 2 on the game was released, you would have just a 0 or a 1. Like, and I think some people thought it was like, oh, is chapter 1 just done? Like, that's it? We don't, like, people were getting confused gameplay wise. Number 2, we saw a player suggested that we could add some special content relies on multiple combat levels to complete. Multiple combat levels. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming what this means is like, say you need like level 35 in all four types of scout. Let's just say you need 35 scout and guard to kill something. So multiple combat levels to complete. For example, a boss monster that you need to be both a high level guard and a high level scout to defeat. We think that this is a great idea, and we'll definitely be looking to add content of this nature in the future. I think that's a good idea too. Uh, 3. We obviously need to better communicate our breadth and depth system. So before I finish this, I agree. I think communication is key here. I think this needs to be very heavily community involved because it's such open feedback. It's not even a release game. I think right. I'm glad he said this too because I'm not sure I told Ali this, but I was like Andrew Gower needs to go out and just talk to the players and say what's going on instead of just saying nothing. He needs to say what was the intention of this, what's going to happen, and this is great. Not only are people left thinking that once you move to episode 2, their guard skill will be forever useless, it really won't. Yeah, people were thinking this. And hopefully people read this and understand this, or maybe people will tell the people who stopped playing this game, hey, that wasn't how it works. But some people are also trying to complete all of the episode 1 side quest before even starting episode 2 and then finding it too grindy. Yeah, this post, so let's read this. This post is a first step towards solving this, but we also need to find a way to better communicate this in game. We are open to suggestions on this one. One thing I plan on doing is showing the difficulty rating on the main menu the main quest as well as the side quest. So you can see that carrying on the main quest first is easier than doing the side quests. I thought there's a star system. The main quest doesn't have a star system though. So yeah, he wants to add it to the main quest. Yeah, they might have to adjust it a little bit. Then I'm not sure, but like as in like is a star difficulty accurate? I guess all they had to do is just put a no stars on the main quest or like 1 star and show that you can do it. Perhaps episode isn't the clearest word to describe different sections of the game. I could change it to area or zone, but I'm not sure, as I like to emphasize the episodic nature of the plot. Um, I think this episode's fine. That I don't really care if they change the name. I'm fine with episode per se. I didn't find it confusing. Um, that's kind of strange that a lot of people are trying to solve complete. I don't think you should be doing that. Yeah, if you saw like level 50 fishing, I don't think you should be trying to do that. I think some people are grinding themselves to death, as in, so you get a quest like, oh, like one of the quests in the area one is 50 cooking and 35 alchemy. You can get your cooking up by doing the bounties or leveling up your combat or doing whatever, putting your knowledge points into it. I think so. I think too many people are trying to rush it and complete it when it's like you're not meant to rush the game. And if you rush anything, like you spend like 100 hours doing Zamorak 100% rage, you're gonna get bored eventually. Um, because again, this game has a nice system where instead of like daily challenges, like oh, go do this every single day, you do it whatever you want, kill monsters. You know what? I'm gonna be a lumberjack. All of a sudden, guess what? You get knowledge points, and oh, I'm gonna put my knowledge into fishing because I really don't like fishing. I want to get to level 30 fishing, and that's a cool system. It reminds me a lot of Rune Pass because I loved Rune Pass and even Hero Pass because of the concept of you can do whatever you want and still make progress. And like something you maybe don't like, or like pretty much you can do whatever you want and get rewarded. I like that concept a lot. Conclusion: hopefully, this makes uh this things a lot clearer. Being able to add new episodes to the game that everyone can enjoy and without resulting in loads of dead content is very important. We think our breadth and depth design achieves this, but perhaps we didn't explain it very well. I agree. I think maybe in retrospect, maybe they should have said something about this on day one. Maybe on day two, like right away after the 24-hour mark, a post similar to this should have been posted. I really hope people see this. I would spread the word if you know anyone who plays this game. Make them read this. Again, and it's perfectly fine to play this game. It's free to play and give feedback and maybe just like set up do the legitimate AFK botting, right, that you can do in the game, and just give feedback and just wait for the game to be complete because it's not a complete game. I don't think he's expecting everyone to play this game all day every day. You can set up your AFK character, so I think this is always a good game to come back to, and maybe just wait for the game to be finished if maybe you don't like some things. But I do think you should give it a chance. I don't think you should level up all skills level 20, and I think you'll have a good time. Okay, don't feel the need to do all the quests. So, I'm gonna rate this up on my Steam account sometime. Tell me what you think. I'm very solid. I'm surprised they didn't do like one thing I'm honestly really curious about is if he's okay with XP rates, because again, XP goes to level 500 and it becomes quite a grind. I say it by you require a lot more XP once you hit level 20, and maybe it's fine with that. Maybe if that's just the longevity of the game, like you don't have to do it. It's just like once we get the content, like you don't need to get level 500 right now because there's probably like not a level 500 boss right now. So it's just might be future proofing. So I'm just curious if he he says something about devaluing people's current time in the game. So very interesting to talk about devaluing time because I'm a big guy when it comes to devaluing time. I'm like when I play this game, I'm like man, are they going to increase the experience? Like the XP rates a lot because like is this too slow? And it kind of looks like not. It looks like he's kind of going to respect that overall. So that's pretty cool, honestly, if he is. We'll see what happens. Overall, very good post. I'm very surprised. I expected a lot of things from this. Um, yeah, really exciting times, guys. This might be like the new big game once it's actually completed. So, yep. Remember, just keep on giving feedback on the Steam discussion forums or his Twitter. Have fun. Bye.